And we welcome you on campus in Madison, where the Wisconsin Badgers are back at home again after a nearly perfect victory against Arkansas Pine Bluff a couple of days ago. Number 4 Wisconsin plays host to in-state rival, the Green Bay Phoenix. Hi again, everybody. Along with Brian Butch, Jeff Levering with you. Thanks for making us a part of your night. In Wisconsin, they played nearly perfect basketball against Arkansas Pine Bluff a couple of days ago. And Brian, it's because of their front line. And Micah Potter, Nate Reuvers, nearly perfect in their execution last time out.
The question would be, Jeff, can they play together? And that was the question last year. That's the question this year. You see their height, both 6'11", both 6'10". Most of the time, you're not able to see those guys play together with that height. But we've got an answer after 2 games. Both of these guys have played well together. They've had a lot of high-low action. The passing interior has been very good for both of them. Defensively, I think, has been the biggest adjustment for both of them. They're able to be on the floor together on the defensive end. And you see here, they're averaging close to 30 points together. Fantastic start for those two.
And we take a look at our starting lineups. You see for Green Bay, a little bit of their seniority. The 2 freshmen, they get a lot of time. Josh Jefferson is in there. He's a transfer from Illinois State. And P.J. Pipes, he's been at Green Bay for his entire career. And then all 5 seniors in there for the Wisconsin Badgers. Brian, this is a very experienced Wisconsin team. They were excellent against Arkansas Pine Bluff last time, jumped out to a 25-0 lead. And if you're Greg Gard, you can't be more excited than going into game number 3 and up a couple of spots in the standings.
Jeff, we had a chance to talk with Coach a little bit, and he said there still was a lot of teaching points, and that's what I think is crucial with this team, is they still want to learn, they still want to get better, and they want to fix the mistakes that they have.
And rebounding is a big key for Greg Gard, of course, and we saw it against Arkansas Pine Bluff, a couple of ball fakes that they were starting to bite on a little bit more on the defensive end.
That was a teaching point. Some ball screen actions they got blown up on. They went under a couple that they were supposed to go over. Those were some teaching points as well. There's always going to be something. They want to try to play a perfect game, but that's what seniors want. They want to be coached, and that's what they're getting from Greg Gard.
Well, this is a fun kind of homecoming for this day today with Green Bay coming in. Will Ryan, head coach in Division I for the first time. He was on a staff with his dad, Bo, and Greg Gard, who's in his 6th season at Wisconsin. And there is the son of Bo Ryan, legendary Badgers coach. He's in his 1st year with Green Bay. Lost his debut, as you see, against Minnesota. But those two, Greg Gard and Will Ryan, they shared the sidelines with the elder Ryan for a long time.
Well, they've gone back. Coach Gard coached Will Ryan when he was at Platteville and at UW-Milwaukee, so the stories go way back. And I had a chance. Will was on the staff when I played at Wisconsin under Coach Ryan and then Coach Gard. So this is fun for me to see and for me to be a part of, because I saw it as a player. Will's cut his teeth. He's had a lot of sweat equity involved. He's put the time in, and that's what I absolutely love about Will Ryan. He didn't get the job because he was Bo Ryan's son. He got the job because he put the time into this.
They got it not only on the floor, but at home, too. Will Ryan has definitely put in that time as we're ready to tip things off, and the Wisconsin Badgers get the basketball first. We'll see if they can start as well as they did a couple of nights ago against Arkansas Pine Bluff, as we talked about. They jumped out to a 25-0 lead and never looked back. Immediately a touch into Nate Reuvers, going isolation. Swinging around to Davison, and off the heel. Good closeout by Green Bay. Going to see a lot of scoring from P.J. Pipes and Josh Jefferson, both of them in double figures last time out on the loss against Minnesota. Amari Davis also in the starting rotation with 17 against the Golden Gophers. Look inside on Kellogg, and he dribbled the basketball out of bounds. Another stop by Wisconsin. And for you, Brian, these are your keys for both teams going into this one.
Yeah, Green Bay, no turnovers. They've got to rebound, and they've got to muck it up in the paint. When I say muck it up, have a lot of hands, make it very, very tough for this Badgers team defensively, or offensively, excuse me. As far as Wisconsin, consistency, continue to be consistent, rebound the basketball well, and let's see the growth of the other guys, the freshmen, the young players.
You mentioned the turnovers for Green Bay. They had 23 of them, which led to 35 Minnesota points.
This is great pace for Green Bay. They want to slow it down a little bit. Again, they should see and play the same way Wisconsin wants to play. They want to slow it down, get good possessions, pass and catch. It sounds simple, but if you're not turning the ball over, you're giving yourself an opportunity.
7 to shoot. There's Jefferson from 3. No team with a bucket quite yet. We'll get a whistle on Japana Kellogg. Picks up his first foul, trying to battle with Reavers for that rebound. Here's Will Ryan, and here's the foul coming a little bit out of control. Arms flailing a bit.
Yeah, and Kellogg just needs to get out of the possession. There's no way he was going to get the offensive rebound. No reason to have a one of those where he struggles with it. Again, just get out, get a good possession.
And Greg Gard asking some questions of the officiating crew, now chatting with Bo Borowski.
Yeah, Jeff, that foul might have been on Micah Potter.
Oh,
it was called on Micah Potter on this swash.
Yeah, they did change that on the backside. Excuse me.
Yeah.
So it stays with Green Bay. You can understand why Greg Gard was a little bit upset. Will Ryan had some questions about it too. So a fresh shot clock, and it's interesting when you think about a Bo Ryan offense and potentially a Will Ryan offense. You think it's going to be slow. You run the swing. But for Will, he's trying to change some things up. It doesn't have to be a Wisconsin-style offense, as you see a miss from P.J. Pipes.
You'll see some things different, but you'll also see the swing as well.
And right now, Green Bay with the right tempo as Potter tried to use the glass. And both teams have come out of the shoot cold.
Again, great pace here. Great pace by Green Bay. This is the way they want to play. Again, it's a complete 180 from the way they played last year.
The drive and the bucket by the sophomore Amari Davis, the reigning Horizon League Freshman of the Year.
And you see the drive, again, the reach down there by Aleem, and it's going to result in a foul and a chance for an and one. This is the complete opposite start for Green Bay against Minnesota. They were getting up and down. They were trying to play like they played last year. Now they've slowed it down, and they're getting some good looks and some really good action.
Missed free throw this time. You see Potter off the floor. And Ben Carlson checking in for the first time. Played some quality minutes last time out against Arkansas Pine Bluff. Davison threading through that Green Bay defense, and he'll go to the line.
Wisconsin's offense has been a little stagnant here to start it. Should surprise anybody that it's Brad Davison that tries to get things going. Great attack here. Gets fouled, drives. That's what they needed. The ball was moving around the perimeter way too much. Finally, you see the Badgers start to attack, and it shouldn't surprise anybody that it's Brad Davison that gets this offense going a little bit when it was a little sluggish.
Tyler Wall checks in for Aleem Ford. Rotations. 2.5, 3-minute spurts for a lot of these seniors and upperclassmen. For Greg Gard, keep the legs fresh in the early going of this non-conference season. Step-in jumper good by the junior Paris Taylor.
Great action there by GB. It was a double stagger. It was a double high screen into a stagger. Got a good look out of it.
See the body construction of Paris Taylor described as built like a defensive end, strong, good motor, finishes around the rim. And nearly a good finish around the rim from Carlson, but good help defense from the Phoenix.
Great help there by Taylor.
Taylor turnaround jumper off the heel, and the way that Wisconsin has started this one, Brian, again, they moved up a couple of spots in the standings. With that comes a little bit more pressure.
There's no question about it. Having lived it, it's one of those things you realize it. Talk to Coach Gard about it. He says we don't talk about that at all in the locker room, but you can see the pressure a little bit. Great kick out there. They just ran a simple drag action and got some decent looks off of some ball movement.
Well, Nate Reavers able to bury that three, such a difference maker. We mentioned them in the opening comments about their size and how they can play in the painted area. They can shoot from beyond the arc too. Wrap around no good from Kellogg, and Wisconsin looks to add to their lead.
You're seeing Carlson set some drag action early on in this offense, but it's resulted in some good penetration into the paint. There you see a turnover by Tyler Waldo.
Wisconsin trying to find some consistency on offense. Maybe this is the shot they need to get going. A look at a young Will Ryan. There he is, second one from the left. He is the Green Bay head coach in his first year. What a star-studded bench that he was on for the Wisconsin Badgers in the early 2000s. And you see where he was, director of basketball operations, video coordinator, where he was showing Brian Butch all of his excellent play early on in his career. Then goes to North Dakota State, then Ohio. Last year was at Wheeling University in West Virginia. He was only there for 9 months before getting the job at Green Bay, his first D1 head coaching job. He has grinded his way through the ranks, and he's deserved every opportunity. Carlson had it blocked on the way up. Well, Brian, you can speak a lot to Will Ryan as a video coordinator and as a director of basketball operations.
Yeah, there was a lot of clips that he was cutting up of me doing things wrong. So I had a lot of time with Will, a lot of teaching moments there as a young pup. But what Will has done and the development of him as a coach too. I thought what I love most about Will is his ability to get in and just, you know, break down the film and learn how to teach. And those little things are what make great coaches. And obviously he learned a lot from his dad, but his ability to sit back and just take it all in. Not a lot of young guys want to do that anymore. That's what Will did, and that's why he's now in the position he's in.
Told us a really interesting story yesterday about, I asked him, when was the last time he was at the Kohl Center? And he said during the summer of 2019, right before he got the job with Wheeling University. And it so happened that he was working a summer camp with Coach Gard and hoping maybe to latch on with this Wisconsin staff because he was in the process of looking around. And he was right in the middle of everything that happened poorly for this Wisconsin team a year ago. Of course, Howard Moore and the tragedy that happened with him Memorial Day. Well, Will Ryan was in that same exact position only a couple of days after the fact and working those basketball camps. Lo and behold, a couple of kids that were at that camp, he has signed to go to Green Bay next year.
Yeah, and you know, you talk about him being here on campus, you know, Howard Moore, and our thoughts and prayers are with Howard and his family because he's a big brother to Will, understood and taught him what this industry of coaching is all about. And you know, we're still all thinking about Coach Howard Moore right now as he's continuing his battle. And you know, one of these times, we hopefully, when we all get a chance to get back to the Kohl Center, we'll see Coach Moore there as well.
It's so interesting how these basketball lives weave together. And now back at Green Bay, he's got a lot of young kids on this roster that he's really excited about moving forward once Horizon League play begins.
He's got to be excited about this start, too. They've done a great job of not playing too fast. Defensively, pretty good defense so far. He's got to be happy.
Well, he knows he's got a Herculean task up against him. Thought his team didn't come out of the gates real well against Minnesota, but once the second half began, felt good about their progress. The score not indicative of how close the game was at one point, within 10 points. But he knows this Wisconsin team is way different because of their experience. Tough drive and the floater, no. And the rebound by Reavers. Wisconsin has come out of the gates a little slow today, too. Potter able to finish in the paint.
Potter did a great job of just taking his time. I talked about how Green Bay was going to muck it up. There was help there. They dug. They did everything they were supposed to do. But Potter did a great job of just reading the floor, taking his time, and then finishing over the left shoulder with the jump hook.
It's a 7-0 run for Wisconsin. Tough drive on offensive rebound. Looking for help, and it's out of bounds. That was Terrence Thompson, another La Crosse, Wisconsin native.
Here's the patience, the look that they mucked it up. There was the dig, but he still was able to gather. He feels it, takes his time, jump hook, really, really good patience.
It's where the size advantage is so paramount for Wisconsin in this game. 6'8" is about as high as any of these Green Bay players go, and you see the two towers right there with Reavers and Potter, 6'10", 6'11". And Trice picks up the foul, trying to intercept that pass to Pipes.
And the question last year was, can they play together as far as Micah Potter and Nate Reavers? So far through 2 games, the answer to that is yes. The biggest question is on the defensive side of the floor. What I've seen is both of those bigs have done a great job of moving their feet. And I love bigs that can move their feet because that means they can dance on the dance floor.
We all know how you did in dance class. We don't need to revisit that one, Brian.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
But a C is a passing grade. Just remember that, folks. Here's a long 3, and it's off the mark from Stieber. 5-point lead and looking for more. Trevor Anderson on the floor for the first time for Wisconsin, along with Jonathan Davis, Mr. Basketball in the state of Wisconsin last year. Here's Taylor, picks up the personal. Carlson's going to check back in for the Badgers. Reavers goes and takes a seat. To the corner for Carlson. Long rebound corralled by Taylor. Pipes nearly lost it. Inside look. Oh my goodness, what a block by Carlson.
Great skip pass.
Davis on the drive, out of bounds, blocked by Ford on the weak side. You like blocks? Take a look at this one from the freshman, Ben Carlson.
He says, not in my house. The freshman with the exclamation point. My goodness.
Basketball on the Big Ten Network is brought to you by State Farm. When you want the real deal. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. 9-4 lead right now for Wisconsin. Green Bay has lost, or I should say has missed their last 10 shots. Ben Carlson with the swat of the night on that last drive. Cutting his teeth a little bit in the early going of this 2020-2021 college basketball season. Taking every moment as a teachable one. 3 seconds to shoot. Long 3. And off the glass and no good. That is 0 for their last 11 for the Phoenix.
Wisconsin has 3 turnovers. Let's see if they get a good possession here. They're only averaging 6.5 turnovers the whole game.
Oh, Micah Potter punishing the rim.
That'll do it. That'll do it. It's simple. It's interior basketball. Get a good look. Good things happen when you touch the post.
High percentage shot from Micah Potter. 4 points on the night. Tough shot, no, from Amari Davis. Almost halfway through this first half. Wisconsin a little disjointed at the beginning, but now they're starting to find their rhythm. Another touch for Potter. Inside and lost it on the way up. Good transition defense by the Badgers, getting back. 4th turnover for Wisconsin.
Green Bay's doing a lot of standing. They need to get some screening action there. At least they get to a ball screen. The ball's been on one side of the floor. Finally, it now gets to the middle. But you have to get ball reversals. They have not done that on this possession.
Kellogg on the runner, no. 13 straight misses for Green Bay. Inside look at the wraparound from Carlson. Lost it on the way up. Got his own rebound.
Green Bay's hands on the defensive end have been very good. There's been numerous times where they've been able to knock the ball away. Again, mucking it up. They're doing a good job of that. Wisconsin's still on an 11-0 run.
Kicking violation this time on Micah Potter. A very light high five with Trevor Anderson. Nothing was light about this dunk.
Jeff, if you touch the post, good things happen. Now, I know that's coming from a 7-footer, but that looks pretty good to me. My goodness, that is a great finish, great pass.
Will Ryan told us yesterday, don't gamble on defense. It was a gamble by Kellogg that opened that lane up wide for Micah Potter. 8 to shoot. Got to go up with it. Oh, and it went through. Josh Jefferson.
Jefferson had that, but Brad Davison was right there. Really good defense. I guess better offense.
Something you just can't defend, the chuck and duck.
Wisconsin.
Kellogg.
Yeah, Wisconsin on that possession just did not do a good enough job of screening. And that's why you see that, yes, it's a foul, but man, they've got to do a better job of screening in here. It's a heap check, but it still counts for all 3 of them.
Jefferson, who hadn't played a college game in 628 days, had hip surgery during the offseason, during the transfer, now at Green Bay, launching away a desperation 3. It's Green Bay back on the board, still down by 6. We leave for Wisconsin, and the officials taking another look at the last foul that took place. And Brian, what do you have on this?
But for me, it's inadvertent. It's one of those where you're posting up wide, the elbow goes. I don't think there's anything there. Now, anytime it is a hit to the face, it's something that they're going to look at. Again, nothing there, I think, is the result of this, and I agree with that decision.
Yeah, it looks just like a common foul, and as a matter of fact, they got Josh Jefferson with the personal. Yeah, and not Nate Reavers.
Nate did a great job of just posting with his arms, like we've talked about numerous times. You post wide with your elbows out, it's a good post move, and then the defender has to go through those elbows, and it's a foul there. So really good post up by Nate Reavers there. Looks like a foul.
And Aleem Ford just got a personal foul on the inbound, trying to create some position for Ford, his 2nd. So Tyler Wall has to check back in. See DeMonte Taylor on the floor for the first time. There he is trying to drive, and he walked with it. And right onto the floor trying to make something happen. Got a little out of control. Turnover number 3 for Green Bay.
And it came off of a good set. It was just a staggered screen coming around and try to curl, but moved a little too quick. Results in a turnover.
The 13-7 lead right now for Wisconsin. Davison falling away from that shot. Under 8 to play in this first half. And the drive and a block, but a foul underneath. And free throws coming for Lucas Stieber.
Stieber did a great job of attacking. You've seen him run the point a little bit more. Here's the attack. Again, you can't play with the hands. You have 3 guys try to go for the block. It's got to come from that weak side. Lucas does a great job of attacking, but you've seen him play the point for this team. It's slowed down the offense. They've kind of put him at the top to be the floor general. He's done a great job of that.
Stieber played 17 minutes in their loss at Minnesota. in his collegiate debut, native of Green Bay. See a lot of Wisconsin natives on this Phoenix roster. Makes
Dick
one
Bennett's
out of 2.
Dick Bennett's grandson as well. So there's a whole bunch of storylines when Green Bay and Wisconsin play together. That's one of many of them.
And just look at the coaching staffs on both sides. You got former teammates of yours, former teammates at Wisconsin, former coaches with Wisconsin. Fun to see as Trice feeds to Potter. And Micah no good there. Offensive rebound in and out of the hands of Reavers, keeping it alive as Wall. Second chance opportunity for Wisconsin. There's Trice falling away. And Micah Potter. Second, third opportunities. Works out well for Wisconsin.
But not a good possession by Wisconsin. They set a pick and roll up top. Both bigs popped. The spacing was bad. They rebound and get the offensive rebound, but not a good possession. Let's see if they can get a better one here.
Jefferson tried his luck a second time on the Rainbow 3. Reavers right through the teeth of that defense. So Wisconsin team that put up 50 points in the first half against Arkansas Pine Bluff last time. A little different story tonight. Shooting just 35%. But Green Bay Phoenix just 3 for their first 20 from the floor. Wall underneath in the scoop.
Great patience by Tyler Wall there. He saw he had the mismatch. He felt like he could go baseline. He went behind the back and then read the defense. There was no help. Still took more time and finished on the other side. Really, really good basketball play there by Tyler Wall.
Starting to build this lead. PJ Pipes has been a non-factor, the senior leader. There he is with the basketball with Davison on him. That might be part of the problem. Pipes misfires.
And they went under the screen. It was a switch because of the shot clock situation. Normally you see Brad Davison try to go over the top of that and blow up that screen.
Wall goes baseline. Kicks to a wide open Davison. That's pretty.
Tyler Wall has done a great job. They've got the ball to him in the corner 2 times. Last time was a post possession for him. This time the help came. He skipped it to the corner. Great execution by the Badgers.
Another extended run for this Wisconsin offense of 9-0. Extend that out. It's 20-4 over the last 10+ minutes.
That's a foul. Talking with Coach Gard today, anytime you put your hands on a player, it's a foul. Here you see Tyler Wall, great offensive execution. He gets the help. He skips at baseline. Really good basketball IQ there by Tyler Wall. This is why this coaching staff absolutely loves what he brings to this team.
Just a sophomore is Brad Davison, who has enjoyed playing against the Phoenix in the past, averaging double figures in all of his matchups against Green Bay. Last year against Green Bay, this Wisconsin team hit 15 threes en route to an 18-point win.
Well, you remember they weren't shooting the ball well, and that kind of got them going to start their year too. They had a couple bad losses last year. They played Green Bay, and then you saw it kind of take off and resulted in a Big Ten championship.
Currently on a 10-game winning streak, the Wisconsin Badgers, one of the longest in the country. Reavers fading away. Didn't get the friendly roll. Nice feed inside and a foul. Amari Davis will go to the line.
It was great post defense by Potter. All of a sudden, Dimitric lost vision, and anytime you lose vision and get backdoored, usually bad things happen, whether it's to you or your teammates. You got to keep vision on the ball. Got to keep vision on your man and the ball.
A good feed by Kirchimon to hit Davis. You see what he did against Minnesota with 17 points and 4 rebounds. As mentioned, the reigning League Freshman of the Year.
And this is a situation, Jeff, where you want to try to keep him off the free throw line. He's not playing real well. He's only 1 for 6 on the night. But all of a sudden, he sees the basketball going through the hoop a little bit. Now the confidence starts building. Those little things become big things if you don't play great defense.
You mentioned Dick Bennett earlier. It was his son Tony Bennett who originally had the Horizon League freshman scoring record that Amari Davis broke a season ago. So now we have the eldest and the younger Bennett reference. And we're only 4 minutes and change to go in the first half.
You're seeing the Badgers want to focus to get the ball down low there. A great job. They had Brad Davison down low. They set a ball screen, roll replace. Brad Davison came up. They searched and looked for Michael Potter in the post.
So 14-point lead as the Badgers are starting to roll at home. 14-point lead right now for Wisconsin at home over the Green Bay Phoenix, and they've been running some pretty good offense here of late, Brian, and stuff that has caught your attention.
Yeah, and here's a focal point of it. They're trying to get the ball in the post. They had Brad Davison down below. They had Micah Potter set a ball screen. Here, you see that they're trying to focus to get it in. You bring Brad Davison out. They swing it one more time to the wing. Davis is able then to pass it to Micah Potter. They don't double team, and they get a basket and a foul. Really good offense. Really good little kind of change of offense to get Brad Davison to be the passer, where he can either make that lob pass or swing it to the wing and get a better angle.
See the good night for Micah Potter. 8 points, 3 rebounds. He's only missed 2 shots and now completes a 3-point play. Leads all scorers with 9. See if Green Bay can come up with some offense. They're just 1 for the last 18 from the floor. And that turnaround jumper good. Japana Kellogg.
Great move by Kellogg. Great defense by Micah Potter. You just wall up, better offense.
Pretty good sequence defensively and a late shot clock attempt by Green Bay. 13-point lead right now by the Badgers. Touchdown low, and the turnaround no good by Davis. Second chance opportunity. Wall's got to go, and Wall beats the shot clock.
It's nice to have seniors on the floor with you because they're yelling, you need to get the shot up. You need to get the shot up. He realizes it, and he's rewarded by it.
Tyler Wall has put together some really impressive minutes so far. 4 points, but 8 rebounds already. Forced error that time by Green Bay. Turnover number 4 for the Phoenix. Tyler Wall, the development and all the minutes that he was able to play last year as a true freshman, helping him out in spades in his sophomore season. Another offensive rebound by Wisconsin, that time by Jonathan Davis, and a whistle on Pipes.
One of the things talking with Coach Gard, he wanted to emphasize rebounding. Well, you've seen it now from a sophomore and a freshman. When the message is getting through to the younger players, that's a great sign of growth, and that's why they're number 4 in the country.
22 rebounds already. Davison falling away and knocking down the jumper.
That is his move. That's all he wants to do is dribble left, step back, and he is so good at it. My goodness.
You've seen his scoring kind of tail off a little bit since the beginning of his career for Brad Davison. Was relied upon more as a freshman and sophomore. Now, he is such a role player, but when he needs to and when he wants to, he can go get you 30.
And you look at what he did at the end of last year. He wasn't a role player then, and it really led to Wisconsin winning the Big Ten championship. And that's, I think, when you explain what makes a great player, knowing when you've got to take over, when you've got to get others involved. And
when you're hot, you're hot.
I'm going to get involved right now.
He's knocked down his last 2 jumpers, and they were both smooth and in rhythm. He's got 10 points. and forces that turnover into the hands. 2-on-1 behind the back. Tyler Wall finishes. Nice transition.
All started by a Brad Davison steal. Shocking.
Nearly came up with another one as he poked it away from P.J. Pipes.
You see a 9-0 run from Wisconsin, but a lot of it was just Brad Davison taking over this game right now. He had a step back. He's got a steal here that leads to a transition. Great pass by Dimitri Trice, but Tyler Wall running in transition. This is how you want to close out halves. This is how great basketball teams close out halves. They're doing a fantastic job of that right now.
We've seen runs of 7-0 and 9-0 two different times. That one off the knee of Potter, and it's out of bounds off of Wisconsin. In some kind of stretch after Green Bay took an early 4-2 lead, it has been all Wisconsin since then. Not the dominating 25-0 run that they put up in their last game, but dominant in its own right. Pipes falling away, and Potter snags another rebound, his fourth. Davison, three again. Potter, another offensive rebound. And he whipped it back to Green Bay. The city, not the team.
I'm sitting here in shock that Brad Davison missed that three, though. Like, everything he's hit the last 2 minutes, everything he's done, I'm shocked that three didn't go in.
Wisconsin 6 turnovers. You see the offensive rebounding too. Wisconsin with 6. Feels like they've all come in the last 6 possessions too. Leaning in too strong. Potter keeps it alive for himself. He's got a half a dozen.
Great defense by Brad Davison. He just trailed on that hip, and then you could see Davis double pump, and it's just because Brad Davison did a great job of trailing the hip and seeing vision. Really good defense by Brad Davison. If you're a young player out there and you're learning how to play perimeter defense, you want to watch Brad Davison.
Davison, who cracked 30 points a couple different times in his career. The last time, the 15th of February at Nebraska last year, or last season. Done such a good job on the defensive end. And remember, there was a time where Brad Davison was more known for taking his charges, and he had the charge counter going for him. Now it's about staying on his feet, defending on his feet, winning those 50-50 balls, and playing great defense and scoring when he needs to.
Yeah, he's done a great job of this. And again, the flop situation that he went through, I think he learned a little bit too. They were, to me, really good defensive possessions. Here's a great job. He fights over. They switch it. Here he's fighting over. He's trailing the hip. And you see the double clutch there by Davis. It results in a bad shot. That's how you defend on the perimeter. That is textbook. I absolutely love it, Brad Davison.
Put it on the highlight video in the positive category.
I don't know if that makes a highlight videotape, but that thing is beautiful to me.
Davis, no good. Green Bay's going to have one more shot at this before the final horn. Pass it off, and it's off the rim, and Wisconsin finishing this first half on a very positive note, Brian.
Yeah, you like the way, and we've said this, and we'll say it again, great teams finish halves out. That's what this Wisconsin team did. It started with Brad Davison and what he did. Made some shots defensively, got some turnovers, created some turnovers that led to some easy baskets for Wisconsin. Really great way to finish out this first half.
Davison and Potter combined for 19 of the 34 for the Badgers, as they're at home yet again, looking to get to 3-0 on the season for the 4th-ranked Wisconsin Badgers. Halftime on the other end of this timeout. 34-12, Wisconsin asserting themselves at the tail end of that first half. As we take a look at our leading scorers, Brad Davison leading everybody with 10, nearly outscoring Green Bay all by himself. Micah Potter's got those 9. Wall with 6 to go along with 9 rebounds. And Nate Reavers has 5 points along with a couple of rebounds. And Brad Davison has mentioned those 10 points all coming in the latter stages of that first half, hitting jumpers, hitting threes, and doing a little bit of everything, Brian.
You're right. A little bit of everything is right. Here gets himself going with the corner three by a great pass by Tyler Wall. This is his patented move. Little step back, drive middle, step back. Here, wide open three for him. Defensively is where I think he got himself going, though. Brad Davison is a guy that loves to play defense. He got some deflections, and then all of a sudden it resulted to him getting hot on the offensive end.
See if they can keep the pressure on this Green Bay offense in this second half. We got 20 minutes to play from the Kohl Center in Wisconsin on what is a reunion of sorts between Green Bay and the Badgers. See Will Ryan, and he was talking earlier today with us, Brian, about mucking it up in the painted area, keep the turnovers down. He's done a good job with his team of keeping those turnovers down, but just not hitting shots. And as we discussed during halftime, some of that could be attributed to good defense by Wisconsin, forcing some tough shots. But at some point, you got to start making some shots and scoring some points if you're Green Bay.
Yeah, when you're only shooting 15% from the field, it's going to be a tough night no matter how you handle it. I think you want to try to force Wisconsin into some turnovers, which they don't normally do. You want to try to get some easy baskets, get some paint touches yourself, get to the paint. You can get to the paint off of some ball screen action, maybe some post. Now you have a disadvantage in the post, but touch the post, kick it out. Those might be some better options from three as well.
Not foul trouble for anybody really on either team. Most for 2 personal fouls. Reavers had 2 and Aleem Ford had a couple. But for Green Bay, trying to get their offense moving. And for Wisconsin, just keep doing what you're doing on the defensive end and create yourself good offense. Amari Davis led the way with 4 points, and a nice split through that time by Paris Taylor for a bucket.
And if you're Green Bay, that's what you want. You want an easy basket. A bad closeout by Nate Reavers results in an easy layup for you. Let's see if this gets Green Bay going a little bit.
Well, Jefferson coming in and closing hard on Davison. Picks up the personal foul.
Green Bay fouls on Josh Jefferson, his second, the team's first.
Second foul on Jefferson, who hit that desperation 3. And ended up being the only 3-pointer made by Green Bay in that first half. And Nate Reavers.
Great screen by Aleem Ford there. An interior screen results in a very, very easy basket by Nate Reavers.
Reavers now with 7. Drive without the finish up amongst the trees for Taylor. Demetric Trice had a quiet first half. He was 1 for 5 from the floor, but contributing in the rebound and assist category. Reavers from 3. Not a good shot from Nate.
Not a good shot, not a good offensive possession by Wisconsin. The ball just kind of stayed around the perimeter. Get multiple sides of the floor. Get touches. Move that ball around the perimeter. You're going to make the defense work.
Great help from Aleem Ford, and it forces the throwaway from Green Bay.
And an unforced turnover there by Kellogg. Be strong. The double team was going to come where the help side was there. Chin the ball, take your time, be patient. That's what you get with a young player.
Saw Davis coming in from the weak side. Whistle stopping play for a couple of moments. Seems like everything's just fine. And right back at it. And a whistle. That'll go against PJ Pipes.
And to start this half, Wisconsin, again, it just seems like they're a little slow. The ball's not popping around that perimeter. They're not getting multiple sides and making Green Bay work on the defensive end.
Started the first half a bit sluggish, couple of turnovers. Getting into the rhythm of the game. There's Reavers. Much better shot this time around. Buries another triple.
And better offense. You had a pick and pop situation. Demetric Trice did a great job of dragging the ball screen out, and he had the kickback for a wide open 3. Much better offense.
Reavers now in double figures with 10. fadeaway. Reavers was all over Paris Taylor.
Good one-on-one defense in the post. You wall up, you make a fadeaway, very tough shot. That's all you can ask for.
Inside look for Reavers. Put the shoulder down, and an offensive foul on Nate. Take a look again at that defense by Reavers.
And post defense, all you want to do is play with your chest. He played with his chest. He took 2 bumps, and he realized that he wasn't going to go through Reavers, and Taylor forced a fadeaway jump shot. Really good. Reavers with an offensive foul there. That's just a tough one. He's trying to be aggressive. If you're coach guard, that's his third. If you're coach guard, you can live with that. You want to have Nate Reavers be aggressive in the post.
7 turnovers for Wisconsin. They had 7 the entire game against Arkansas Pine Bluff last time out. A bad pass intercepted by Wall. Ford on the drive, and a chance for a 3-point play. Taylor was trying to knock it away, ended up putting it in the hoop.
Great defense. Leads into transition opportunities, and a really good push here by Wall to Ford for an and one.
So Aleem Ford finally in the score column. And he makes it 3. Largest lead of the night for Wisconsin. It's an 8-0 run over the last 2 minutes plus. There's a 3, and it's buried by Amari Davis.
That's a really good defensive possession. All 5 were moving. The only adjustment you make there is you make sure you have a hand high on that contest.
Potter isolated in the post. Potter going to work, and he's fouled by Japana Kellogg.
When you get the ball in the post, Potter does a great job of using his eyes to look around the perimeter. He thought a double team was coming here. He's looking. No double team, go attack. And it's all because of his eyes. Post players, when you're in the post, you've got to take your time and you've got to scan the floor with your eyes. And then all of a sudden, when you realize that no one is coming, you've got to make a quick move. And that's what Micah Potter did there.
Potter with 9 points and 6 rebounds. And when you look forward to conference play, and for Micah Potter, he's going to get the full assortment of games this year, barring anything crazy. But last year transferred, we know the story, and dealing with the waiver process and all of that, wasn't eligible until the middle of December. Now you get into conference play, and you see the strength that he's put on over the last year or so, working with the strength crew.
You're talking about the strength. But Jeff, like, his footwork is great too, Jeff. Yeah. Like the way he was able to cover that ball screen, the way he's able to slide his feet, man, the strength coach and what they've been able to do with him, he's really, it's been a great transformation.
Aleem Ford with a catch and shoot. Yeah, Micah Potter has just been a great addition to this program, doing whatever the organization wants them to do. Long 3 by PJ Pipes, and the offensive rebound by Davis. But you look at a Big Ten play and how many big men are in this conference. Luka Garza, Kofi Coburn, the list goes on and on. You got to be ready for those battles each and every night in the Big Ten.
The luxury the Badgers have, Jeff, they have 2 of them. They've got Micah Potter and Nate Reavers. That's
right.
The thing that can separate this Badger team. I think that's why they're also number 4 in the country. Most teams in the Big Ten have 1 really good post player. The Badgers have 2.
And both seniors, Reavers and Potter. Jefferson underneath. He got undercut by Trevor Anderson. Looks like Anderson got himself hurt there. Micah Potter having himself a night with 12 points. Oh, the 4th-ranked team in the country. Greg Gard has his club playing at a very high level, especially on the defensive end tonight, Brian, and Tyler Wall. And Now Jonathan Davis trying to get themselves into this mix, holding this Green Bay team to just 24% from the floor.
Jeff, you look at how this is the defense for Wisconsin and why they're so good. Individually, they're very good. But if you watch how they guard as 5. And it's really hard to guard as 5 with young teams. Most of Wisconsin teams are senior-led teams, and that's why you see how good they are on the defensive end, because they're so used to playing together, and they're all moving at one time.
Jefferson makes just one of his 3 free throw attempts. He was fouled before that last time out on a 3-point shot. This is a defense and the calling card for Wisconsin for the last 20 years and then some. It allowed just 62 points a game last year. Trevor Anderson, strong finish over Pipes. But they've led the conference in scoring defense in 12 of the last 18 seasons. That's not by accident.
No, no, it's not. When you talk about teaching points, we had a chance to talk with Coach Gard today, and even though they've played well through 2 games, he's talked about there's always stuff that we have to improve on. There's always ball screen defense, how to get over the screen. Those are all teaching points. And I think what makes this team special is even the seniors that have had a lot of success still want to be taught. Like that's crucial. You've got a bunch of a locker room that all still want to be taught and want to get better. And I think that what they can do with this group, it could be a really, really special year.
And what's great about college basketball and college football alike, and a nice drive by PJ Pipes, who's got his first bucket of the ball game. But the film room doesn't lie, and the film room can make what you think is a really good day, and you have one bad play, that can turn your day from rainbows to a rainstorm pretty quick.
It usually does. It usually does. You're sitting in that film room, you're sitting back in the chair. Oh, we've got a 30-point lead. I'm going to be good tomorrow. And then you walk in and, oh, yeah, I didn't go over that ball screen. I didn't close out there. We didn't block out.
Fast break opportunity, and it's given away. Great speed by Monty Davis, but it goes into the hands of Jonathan Davis. Wraparound pass, Aleem Ford from Anderson. All it takes is one bite on a ball fake to ruin your day in film.
Coach Gard will find that too, and staff. But that's why they're as good as they are. It's the accountability that is put on each and every person individually that as a group then gets them to play at the highest of levels.
Tyler Wall from 3, and now the Badgers cannot miss from the floor.
And that's Tyler Wall's next step. We know he's done a great job of driving, but can he consistently hit that 3?
It's an 8-0 run for Wisconsin. They've hit their last 9 shots. Tyler Wall feeling it all today. Basketball on the Big Ten Network is brought to you by State Farm. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Bucky Badger out of his set to take this one in from the Kohl Center. 60-24. Wisconsin comfortably in front, holding this Green Bay team to just 25% from the floor. They've been able to knock down half of their shots as Green Bay, but Wisconsin's missed only once.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Offensively, they've played with some really good pace. They've got some paint touches. You can see Wisconsin becoming very comfortable here.
Davis has had the hot hand for Green Bay in the second half. Strong offensive rebound, but couldn't finish. Paris Taylor.
Great rebound by Taylor.
Down low to Trevor Anderson, backing down. Wall again from 3. Just missed, a rare miss for Wall, just his second of the game. Leads us to another timeout from the Kohl Center. Wisconsin, Here's your State Farm State of Success. It's the points in the paint tonight, 26-12. Wisconsin out in front of Green Bay. And things just coming easy for him, Brian Butch, in the painted area tonight.
You knew this was going to be an area that Wisconsin had the advantage. Were they going to take advantage of it? The answer to that is yes. This Badger team, anytime they can get some paint touches, some 10-foot zone, as they like to call it, in the Wisconsin program, you're going to have success. They want to get paint touches. They want to get to the free throw line. They want to make sure they don't turn the ball over. They're doing all of those right now, and that's why they're having success. Only 7 turnovers on the night so far. They had 3 early on in the first half.
Steven Crowl on the floor for the first time for Wisconsin. Mentioned the Badgers turnovers haven't turned it over in the second half at all. Tough jumper off the side of the backboard that time from Paris Taylor. More good defense, good switching. Not a lot to pick apart if you're Greg Gard. First 9 minutes of this second half for Wisconsin. Anderson to Crowl. Steven Crowl's got a bucket.
Crowl did a great job of finding the soft spots that the bounce pass could be there. One dribble, pretty good balance, and explode up.
Young freshman 7-footer out of Minnesota, and basketball is going to stay with Green Bay. As Crowl just jumped on the offensive player, going to pick up his personal foul instead of just trying to tie it up.
And that's tough as a young freshman. He's did a great job of moving his feet, and then you can't jump on top. That's going to be a foul every time, and he'll learn that. We've talked with Coach Gard a lot, and he says, how do you learn the most? You learn just by getting out there and playing. And these are valuable minutes for these freshmen.
How many times did you get fouls like that for jumping on the top of the pile? Nice finish that time by Kellogg. I think Brian Butch had a couple of those fouls.
Well, I was going to scrap any way I could, and usually it was because I was slow. So these guys, these guys are much faster than I ever was. So I'd love to see the way the freshmen, you see their eyes, they're nice and big right now. They're taking this all in. But again, it's how they learn. Now they'll have the film to say I can and I can't do this. As you see Ben Carlson, drive in there, nice little attack.
Just fall on it.
I fell. I don't know if I was falling on the ball, but I fell a lot.
Amari Davis, and Wall pulls down another rebound. Wall is 1 point short of a double-double. He has 13 rebounds. Wall traveled with it. That was almost the bucket to give him a double-double. Here's the alley-oop to Kellogg.
And you look at the defense there, gets a little bit too high, knowing that the ball screener left early. Kellogg left early. You can't stay, if you're Crowl, you can't stay that long. If you stay that long, you're going to give up the alley-oop. Now, there should have been some backside as well, but since I was a big fella, I'm going to pick on the big fella a little bit.
Takes one to no one. That's why I stand on an apple box when working with you.
I've had too many guards yell at me. I don't need them yelling at me anymore. They yelled at me enough when I played with them.
Pipes going baseline, had it blocked away. You could give it to Wall, you could give it to Crowl.
Tyler Wall does a great job defensively playing with his chest. There's so many guys. As a sophomore, it takes time to do that, Jeff, but he's so good at it.
6'7", 215 for Tyler Wall, and he plays bigger than the 6'7". Pipes had the shimmy, but not the finish. Coming up on 9 minutes to go. There goes Wall, and he's got his double-double, 11 and 14 for Tyler Wall. Inside, and there's Wall with another block, his second in as many possessions. This is turning into the Tyler Wall game. Reavers for three. Got the soft roll.
What that tells me about Tyler Wall, though, is this Wisconsin bench is going to be a strength for them. I truly believe that. You've got some young freshmen in there playing, but Tyler Wall, you can put into a game, and he's going to be able to drive to the basket, hit some threes, but defensively, he's going to be so good as well. This is a strength. There you see it. Not only is he able to slide, he's also able to jump with two hands and block the shot. That is textbook defense. Now, I've said that a couple of times tonight about textbook defense, but just clip these out, Coach Gard, and show these young players this is how you do it. Great first career double-double. That means a lot when you get one.
Well, how many times do you see a guy try and go for a block and you want to put it into the second row of the seats, right? It's all about style. He basically just caught that basketball. He went up with two hands, and it was a pass right to him.
It was, but he slid his feet, and then he just walled up. And that's great teaching. That's the teaching of Greg Gard and staff of this is how you do it. And he knows how to do that because he played last year as a freshman. The valuable experience that he had from last year is showing right now. I really am so impressed with Tyler Wall. Not just because he's scoring the basketball, but what he's bringing on the defensive end. Man.
It's been an impressive game for Tyler. Reavers realized nobody was around him. Reavers 5 out of 8 from the floor. Good feed inside. There is Reavers protecting the rim. 6th block of the night for Wisconsin.
Good high-low action there, Jeff, but the problem is Nate just didn't have a good base. And we know how great Nate is. We know everything he's done, but even him, as good of a player, if you don't have a good base as a post player, that's a really tough shot to make because he's floating away.
Deep three by Jefferson. Reavers with that block, by the way, his 2nd of the night. He is 2 blocks away from tying Ethan Happ for the most blocks in Wisconsin history. 3 away from breaking it. Perfect from a lean forward, everything but the bottom. So that's what you want to see from Trice and a lean forward. And here comes Green Bay starting to hit a couple of shots. Green Bay, who had just 12 points in the first half. Ford, Potter offensive rebound, put back good.
I really like from this Wisconsin team, there's no stopping right now. They're continuing to play hard, play with great energy. Their first game, that second half, they let up a little bit. You're not seeing that. That's a sign of growth early on in this season. It's got to be making Coach Gard extremely happy right now.
5 in double figures for Wisconsin as Trice knifing through. Potter trying to join Tyler Wall in the double-double club tonight. Wall has 11 and 15 rebounds. Potter 2 rebounds short. This one blocked out of bounds by Jonathan Davis. Wisconsin up by 40 on their home floor over Green Bay.
These little cups would make great.
On the Big Ten Network, more hoops excitement comes your way as the Buckeyes, Wolverines, and Wildcats are on the floor as part of another triple header. Big Ten basketball tomorrow on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. Brian Butch and I will have you for the opener of that triple header as Tyler Wall has notched his first double-double in his Badgers career.
Have yourself a game, young fella. You came in the first half, and he was able to get himself involved in a couple of offensive rebounds, and then you saw the confidence continue to grow. He hit a couple of threes, and then this might be one of the best defensive plays that I've ever seen. To be able to slide and still get a block without even jumping. Really, really great game by Tyler Wall.
I will take that basketball with both hands, and I will get credit for a block. All Badgers tonight. Got off to a slow start in the first 2 minutes, but have never looked back since. As Aline Ford now has 13 points. And you see the field goal percentage too for Wisconsin. A lot of shots just like that. Easy looks. And they've been taking advantage. And they've knocked down 8 of 17 threes too. Crowell just off the side of the iron. Carlson kept it alive. But Pipes with the loose ball. And Davison put his hand up on P.J. Pipes. Davison's going to pick up the foul. And for Brad, that's his first. He has done a great job on Pipes all night long. Pipes just 2 for 12 from the floor and came in putting up 13 in the last game against Minnesota. And you see the foul here, just a little hand up and impeding the progress of Pipes.
And his footwork there was a situation. His left foot got high. All of a sudden he was beat. He had to reach. It results in a foul every time.
Going to see Brad Davison mark up that leading guard score from each team once conference play starts. Jefferson, shot clock winding down again. And Davison's that lockdown guy on defense.
He is. There's a simple situation of no hand targets. It's something that they do every single day in practice, but as a young freshman, Jonathan Davis, it's one of those learning experiences. You'll see this in film. You'll understand there wasn't a hand target by Anderson, so you can't throw that pass.
Great guard looking on. That's one thing with the masks that these coaches have to wear now too. You can't lip read.
No,
and as broadcasters,
that's a good thing.
Yeah, for some, I know for a lot of coaches, they're really appreciating that you can't lip read in today's complexion because of the masks.
Coach Guard's pretty calm, though. I think he one way or the other. So there's some other coaches out there that you're right. I know they're glad they're wearing a mask.
A good feed underneath is Jefferson up and under. Chance for a three-point play here, and Jefferson can't finish off. Green Bay all over that loose ball.
And if you're Will Ryan, that's what you want to see from your team. You want to see fight. You want to see some grit. Even though you're down big here, this is a long season. You're getting yourself ready for the Horizon League. You're not getting yourself to play in the Big Ten. And each minute that you're playing is teaching moments. Again, you've had to do a 180. You played a style of play where you wanted to get up and down and try to create a bunch of turnovers. Now it's completely different. You have to value the basketball, get good shots every time, run good offense.
Well, for Green Bay, they're going to open up their conference play on the 19th against UW-Milwaukee. Will Ryan and company trailing at the Kohl Center by 40. 40-point lead for the Wisconsin Badgers on their home floor, looking to go to 4-0. They're moving up in the standings after a couple of wins in the first week of the season. And look at that, Brian Butch. 6 teams in the top 25, according to the Associated Press. After yesterday's announcement, 3 more receiving votes, and Iowa, Wisconsin, Illinois, 3 of the top 5 teams in the country.
I am so glad I'm not playing in this conference. I am so glad. You look at what Iowa and Illinois, Michigan State moved up to the top 10. I mean, there's 4 in the top 10. It's so tough night in and night out. This league is the best league in America. You've got to make sure you're ready to go. Games like this can give your freshmen valuable experience. We've seen how well Tyler Wall has played. That's going to translate into good games in Big Ten play for these guys because they've gotten the experience.
Last year, Wisconsin shared the title of Big Ten champion. Won their last 8 games in conference. Their 5th title since the year 2000. 2 to shoot. Paris Taylor with a nice runner. Their 5 conference championships since the year 2000. Time for the second most with Ohio State, who also has 5. Michigan State has 7. So you put all those together. 3 schools, Wisconsin, Ohio State, and Michigan State, have won 17 of the last 20 Big Ten conference championships.
That's really good. That's really good. And you look at where it's at. This year, it is up for grabs, though. It truly is. You've got to perform night in and night out. And even the bottom of the Big Ten has gotten so much better. Northwestern, Nebraska. There's every night, if you don't bring it, you will lose.
It's a big difference when you don't have fans in the specific arenas. Takes away some of that home court advantage, but it's still, even without the fans, some of these places to go and play. And I think about Mackey. Mackey, just walking into the arena can be intimidating. You get a timeout called by Greg Gard to bring in some subs. And we've been talking about this homecoming of sorts. Look at this team photo from 2003, 2004. Greg Gard, one of the assistants. Will Ryan, one of the assistants. And right there in the middle, I see number 32. Is that
a tall, lanky, skinny player? Yeah, that was me. Freddie was on that team as well. Alondo Tucker was on that team. A lot of guys. Again, what he's trying to do at Green Bay with Freddie, try to build and grow this program into what, Wisconsin is. And I think it takes time anytime you look at that. But that was a great team to be a part of. The guys like Freddie taught me what it was to play at Wisconsin, what it meant, how you approach it. And that's what these seniors are doing right now for these young freshmen. They're showing them the way. And that's the best kind of learning you can have, is when your seniors lead. It's peer by peer. And that's when you're going to really find out what you have to do to be successful in the Big Ten.
Saw a great reaction from the bench when Carter Gilmore hit that jumper. The freshman out of Hartland, Wisconsin. And oh, look at this. The 6'11" freshman from Appleton, Wisconsin. Favorite player of all time, Michael Jordan. Playing in the McDonald's All-American game. Do you remember writing some of that stuff, or was that written for you?
I don't. I remember being asked about it. Rudy, who doesn't love the movie Rudy? The greatest invention was a moped because I was lazy. A 7 foot on a moped's never a good thing to look at. But during the winter, it was good. I had skis. I just put my feet down. I was ready to go. Person I most admired, my dad. Yeah, I loved everything about this. So it brings back a lot of good memories. A lot of good memories that I had at Wisconsin. And the nice thing is, these guys right now out there, they're going to have those same memories. It's a special place to play at. Very, very thankful to have the opportunity to play there. And this group, like I said, they're going to have their own memories, ranked number 4th in the country. Their story is still being written, and there's a lot to write for this group.
Well, we appreciated Brian Michalajdzic going into his basement and finding his program so that we could take a picture of that Brian Butch bio there. John Wooden, the most famous person you never met at that point. Is that still to the point there?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, other than you.
Oh, get out of here.
But yeah, John Wooden, yeah, it was nice. And I'm a junkie. I love picking people's brains. So I had a chance to sit down with him at the McDonald's game. And you just start talking basketball. And I tried to soak it all in. I love the game of basketball. I love to be able to do what we're doing today. Just talk the game and hopefully give some knowledge out there as well about kind of what offense Wisconsin's running, how they're handling different things. It's a joy, that's for sure.
Well, the Green Bay Phoenix put up 40 points today. Wisconsin at 79. It was just total great defensive efforts by everybody on this Wisconsin team. Joe Hedstrom getting the ball stripped away. It's going to stay with Wisconsin with 16 left on the shot clock and 32.9 left on the game clock. But Wisconsin will have a big test coming up at the end of the week. In-state rival going down the street to Milwaukee to take on Marquette next time out. As Jordan Davis with the 3 ball gets Wisconsin over 80. That's going to be a great game on Friday down in Milwaukee.
It really is one of those games that, as a player, you know it's coming, but you want to take care of business. You want to feel good going into it. That's what Wisconsin did tonight.
Terrence Thompson, the freshman from La Crosse, with a basket. Carter Higginbottom can run out this clock and put the final touches on a 40-point victory tonight from Wisconsin. What'd you like the most tonight, Brian?
I like the consistency. They played hard for 40 minutes. In a game like this, the way they closed out the first half, I thought that was crucial to their success. But the second half, they continued to put pressure on Green Bay. I think that was a great step in the right direction for this team. A lot of teams with a big lead would have said, we're good. Not this Badger team. Did a fantastic job of closing this out. And it was really started by Brad Davidson and the way he closed out that first half.
The return to the Kohl Center for Will Ryan didn't go the way that his Green Bay Phoenix would have liked, but Greg Gard and company improved to 3-0 with a decisive 40-point win at the Kohl Center. 82-42 the final score for our entire crew from Madison and for Brian Butch. I'm Jeff Levering saying so long as Wisconsin topples Green Bay by 40 tonight.